Sociocultural. Language in Luxembourg is French and German are the official language of Luxembourg. The spoken language of the majority of the 400,000 population is Luxembourgish.
The Luxembourg society and culture. The family Luxembourg is a small country and many people remain in the same town in which they were raised, therefore creating close extended families. Religion. The majority of the people are Roman Catholic, although Article 19 of the Constitution guarantees freedom of religion.
Etiquette and customs in Luxembourg. Meeting and greeting. Greeting are reserved and formal until a relationship has been established. The most common greeting is a brief handshake. Very close friends greet each other by lightly kissing on the cheeks 3 times, starting with the left cheek and alternating.
Business etiquette and protocol in Luxembourg. Building relationships and communication. It is important that you treat business colleagues with respect and not do anything to embarrass them.
Luxembourgers are excellent linguists and many are sufficiently fluent to conduct meetings in English. Luxembourgers prefer subtlety to directness.
Business meeting etiquette. Appointments are necessary and should be made 1 to 2 weeks in advance if handled by telephone and 1 month in advance if arranged by letter. Punctuality for meetings is taken extremely seriously. If you will be more than 5 minutes late, telephone and offer your apologies and an explanation.
According to the National Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies, there were 626,108 inhabitants on January 1, 2020. Luxembourg's resident population has been consistently growing in the course of the last 30 years. This increase is mainly due to immigration. The figure below shows the age structure of the population in 2001, 2005, and 2020. The number of senior citizens has been rising during the past decades. However, as a result of a strong net immigration of younger age groups, the share of seniors has been progressing at a relatively moderate pace. The labor market overview of the years 2000 to 2019 shows that not only domestic employment has been rising during the current decade, but also the unemployment rate from 2.4% in 2000 to 4.1% in 2005 and 5.5% in 2019.
Luxembourg economy is characterized by its fiscal system and a high degree of international openness. The financial sector is the main driving force behind the Grand Duchy economy, representing about 1/3 of the country's GDP, making the country vulnerable to external shocks. In 2020, the COVID-19 crisis led to a large drop in domestic demand, whereas the external sector has performed relatively well thanks to trade and financial services. Luxembourg is the 3rd wealthiest country in the world in terms of GDP per capita, the first in the EU PPP, and has one of the highest current account surpluses as a share of GDP in the Eurozone. It generally maintains a healthy budgetary positions. Nevertheless, the measures taken to address the pandemic, estimated at around 3.1% of GDP by the EU Commission, as well as the drop revenues, caused the general government balance to slip into a deficit of 5.3% of GDP in 2020. But is expected to slow down to negative 1.1% in 2021. The public debt level is among the lowest in the region, though it's increased to 26.9% in 2020 according to the IMF, from 22.1% 1 year earlier. The upward trend expected to continue in 2021 and 2022, 27%, 0.5%, and 28.3% respectively.
Luxembourg is cooperating with other countries to fight against fraud and fiscal evasion, introducing an automated chains of fiscal information among states. It has put its banking secrecy de facto to an end. The COVID-19 health crisis prompted an increase in unemployment, with the increasing future cost of population aging still a problem. In 2021, unemployment is expected to further increase to 7% before gradually slowing.
Technological. The Grand Duchy's technological environment is characterized by the presence of state-of-the-art communications infrastructures and excellent connectivity with the major European internet hubs. The Luxembourgish government's responsive attitude fostered the settlement of a large number of stars of the information and communication technology sectors. Luxembourg at the cutting edge of technology. Do you know Meluxina? It's one of the best supercomputers in Europe that will be hosted in Luxembourg from 2020. It is just an example that illustrates the Grand Duchy's efforts in developing its technological environment. Luxembourg continuously improves its ICT infrastructure and is already seen as a center of excellence for any data management activities. Did you know? The Digital Economy and Society Index confirms the excellence of Luxembourg's technological environment. The Grand Duchy is ranked third in Europe in terms of connectivity. The importance of connectivity. Connectivity needs are constantly on the rise in society and in the professional sphere. The Luxembourg government plays an essential role in terms of the availability of technological infrastructures. The ultra-high-speed internet offered by LuxConnect connects Luxembourg to the main centers for internet access abroad. The ICT market highly benefits from this dark fiber network, as well as the 4 data centers that are entirely powered by renewable energy sources. Today, the proper functioning of any company largely depends on its ICT infrastructure. As a result, well-developed networking can have a huge impact on its success and growth. The support needed derives from ICT clusters that brings together Luxembourg's ICT key players. The cluster services are based on Luxembourg priorities, such as, in particular, cybersecurity, fintech, big data, and artificial intelligence. Setting up partnerships and creating cross-sectoral opportunities are only 2 of the cluster's objectives.
The Grand Duchy of Luxembourg has been an independent sovereign state since the Treaty of London on 19th of April 1839. Luxembourg is a parliament democracy in the form of constitutional monarchy. The crown of the Grand Duchy is hereditary in the Nassau-Weilburg family. Luxembourg also has a distinctive characteristic. It is the only Grand Duchy in the world. Luxembourg is a democratic state. Under the Constitution, the nation is the source of sovereign power, and the Grand Duke takes the constitutional oath before the representatives of the sovereign nation when ascending to the throne. Luxembourg's institutions are organized according to the principle of the separation of powers. In Luxembourg's institutional context, this separation is soft as there are many links between the executive power and the legislative power. Luxembourg is a highly specialized and flexible economy. The small size of the territory has allowed Luxembourg to adopt laws and institutions such as to foster economic development with a high degree of specialization. The main areas of specialization have been steel production in the past and currently are financial services. Luxembourg is a transnational labor market. Luxembourg's labor market is composed of Luxembourg nationals, foreign residents, and cross-border workers. Owing to the expansion of financial and information technology services, foreign employees are strongly represented at both ends of the qualification spectrum. They mostly either do unqualified work or hold highly qualified positions. Luxembourg nationals are predominant in public administration and services. Luxembourg has labor market regulation and social security. In the course of the 20th century, Luxembourg has established a strong system of social security and labor market regulation, such as minimum wages and automatic wage indexation.